practically climbed out of the window to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I'd seen her at her worst this morning, shouting at me, but I come home to find the entire house disorganized by her. Helen won't stay 1 second in the same room, won't let herself be fed, or bathed, or put to bed by her, or even by Vanny now, and the end result is that you have to do more for the child than before we hired this girl's services. From the moment she stepped off the train, she's been nothing but a burden. Incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immodest.
She's folded her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did fold her napkin.
And what in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Katie, I did not bring you all the way out here to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deaf, blind child who won't even let her touch her?
I don't know.
The fact is, today she scuttled any chance she had of getting along with the child. If you can see any reason for her staying on longer...
What do you wish for me to do?
I want you to give her notice.
I can't.
Well, if you can't, I must. I simply won't. Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller, Vanny said I'd find you both over here in the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Of course. Come in. Katie?
Captain?
I wanted to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. I've decided that we are not satisfied. In fact, we are deeply dissatisfied.
Excuse me. Is this little garden house ever in use?
In the hunting season. If you'll give me your attention, Miss Sullivan, I've tried to make allowances for you, since you come from a part of the country where people, women I should say, come from, well, for whom allowances must be made. I've decided, nevertheless, Miss Sullivan, I find it very hard to talk through those glasses.
Of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun has been down for almost an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Well, put them on, Miss Sullivan. I've decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ, but on 2 conditions. I'm not accustomed to rudeness in servants or women, and that is the first. If you are to stay here, there must be a radical change in manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady, isn't it obvious? The second is that you convince me there's the slightest chance of you teaching a child who flees from you like the plague to anyone else you can find in the house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless here. I can't teach a child who runs away from me.
Then, do you propose?
Well, if we're all agreed it's hopeless, I think the
Miss
next
Annie,
question
I
is
am
what-
not agreed. I think you perhaps underestimate Helen.
I think everybody else here does.
But she folded her napkin. She learns. Did you know she started talking when she was 6 months old? She said water, not really wah 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 wah, but she meant water and she knew what it meant, and only at 6 months old. I've never seen a child more bright or outgoing. It's still in her somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before her illness, such a good, tempered child.
She's changed.
Please put up with it, and with us.
What about us?
Like the lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is her deafness or blindness. I think it's your love and pity.
Now, what in heaven's name is that supposed to
Well,
mean?
all of you here are so sorry for her. You've kept her like a pet. Why, even a dog you housebreak. No wonder she won't let me touch her. I can't teach her language or anything else here. I might as
Before
well
you came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there, and I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals and rats in the halls. What else are we to do if you give up?
Give up.
You said it was hopeless.
Here. Give up. Why, I only today saw what has to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have that. It is resulted in.
No. I mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air. Yes. Even the air she breathes. Everything her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. It's the only way. And the one who lets her have it should be her teacher, not anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings for her, they fall over each other like feet. Why, you won't use your chances, and you won't let me.
But if she runs from you to us.
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Just until she learns to listen to and depend on me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. I've packed half my things already.
Miss
Captain
Sullivan.
Keller, it meets both of your conditions. It's the one way I can get back in touch with Helen, and I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not there to interfere with me.
And what is your intention, young lady, if I say no? Pack the other half of your stuff and leave for home and abandon your charge to
The asylum? I grew up in such an asylum. The state almshouse. Rats, why? My brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have toys. Mrs. Keller, let me tell you what's there for her. One ward was full of old women, crippled, blind, most of them dying, but even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them to. And that's where they put us. Another ward full of younger girls, prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind who kept after the other girls. Youngest ones mostly, some insane, and some just had the DTs. The youngest were in another ward to have the babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14. They'd leave afterwards, but the babies would stay, and we'd play with them. They had sores all over their bodies from diseases we weren't supposed to talk about. The first year, we started with 80. 70 died. And the room Jimmy and I played in was the
Oh, my dear.
where they kept the bodies until they could dig the graves. No, it made me stronger, Mrs. Keller, and I don't think you need send Helen there. She's strong enough. I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie,
Yes?
where would you take Helen?
Oh, Italy?
What?
Can't have everything. How would this garden house do? Refurnish it, bring Helen here after a long ride so she won't recognize it, and you can visit her every day if she doesn't know it's you. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Yeah, you already said that. Why?
It's a way to reach her.
You intend to starve her into letting you touch her?
She won't starve. She'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies?
Well, this is hardly a war.
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
You could have a servant here.
I'll have enough trouble without having to look after a servant. But that boy, Percy, he could stay here.
We could let Percy sleep here, I think, Captain.
Run errands, add some furniture all our own.
Captain, the walnut bedstead in the barn would be great for this.
I have
and-
not yet consented to Percy, or to the house, or to the proposal, or to Miss Sullivan staying here when I... Very well, I consent to everything. For 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks in this place, and it will be a miracle if you get the child to tolerate you.
2 weeks. Can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks, Miss Annie?
Anything or not. You have 2 weeks.
2 weeks? For one miracle, I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can think as little as love as you said, or else you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come for the love. I came for the money. A. It's the first of many. 26. Percy, set that right here. Take that. Thank you. Here, let me help you. I always wanted to live in a doll's house.
You don't let go of things easily now, do you? How will you win her hand now in this place?
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
No touching, no teaching. Of course, you are bigger.
I'm not counting on force. I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Any and every crumb in God's creation. And I'll have to use that appetite too.
Maybe she'll teach you
Of course.
that she isn't. There's such a thing as dullness of heart, acceptance, and letting go. Sooner or later, we all give up, don't we?
Maybe you all do, but it's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't open her. Why can't you just let her be? Have some pity on her.
If I ever once felt like that, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why bother? Only the teacher.
Does she know where she is?
No, we rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she could be in a whole nother town.
Please, Annie, these 2 weeks, try to be good to her.
I will. What did I get into now?
I just don't understand it. I had every intention of dismissing the girl, not setting her up like an empress.
Yes. What's her secret, sir?
What secret?
That enables her to get anything she wants out of you, when I can't.
She doesn't get anything she wants out of me.
Stop!
Captain!
He's afraid. What does he want from me?
My gracious, don't you know everything you forgot when you forgot my mother?
What? One thing that girl's secret isn't, she doesn't fire one shot and disappear. Katie, don't mind what he said.
Captain, I am proud of you.
For what?
For letting the girl have what she needs.
Well, why can't my son be? You think I'd treat him as hard as that girl does Helen?
Perhaps you do.
But he has to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? How empty the house is tonight.
No. No pity on either of us. I won't have it. Helen, I will touch you. But how? How do I... Percy. Percy! Percy, get out of bed. Come in here. I need you. Percy, you awake? How would you like to play a nice little game? No. With Helen. She's behind the dresser. Touch her hand.
Let me go! Let me go! She can't talk! She can't hurt me!
She can talk. If she only knew how. She makes letters. I'll show you. See? She's mad at me now, though. She won't play. She knows lots of letters. Here's another. A. This is C. A. C. A. C-A-K-E. Cake. She spells cake. She gets cake. Isn't it funny? She knows how to spell, and yet she doesn't know she knows. Well, fine. If you won't play with me, I'll play with Percy. How would you like to learn when she doesn't know?
No.
M. I. L. K. M, that's an easy one. I, it's just... Why should I talk to you? I'm teaching Percy.
Hey!
Oh. Jealous, are you? All right. M. I. L. K. Good. So I'm finally back to where I can touch you. touch and go. No love lost, but here we go. Thank you, Percy. You can go back to bed now. You've earned your sleep. Now all I have to teach you is one word. Everything. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bowl. If that cart and bowl turns over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog. Water. It has a name. W-A-T-E-R. Water. Egg. E-G-G. It has a name. And that name means that thing. It's so simple. Simple as birth to explain. Helen, the chick has to come out of the shell sometime. You come out too. There's only one way out for you. And that's language. To know that your fingers can talk and say anything that you want them to. Like this, mug, M-U-G. It has a name, Helen. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Katie.
I'm too restless. I can't sit to it. Haven't the appetite.
Sit, my dear. It's going to be a long day of waiting.
But these 2 weeks have gone by way too quickly. I never thought life could be so noiseless. It's gone by way too fast.
Card. C-A-R-D. Card.
But the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
James.
Captain, it has been quiet, normal, all you say, but not short, interminable.
Water. W-A-T-E-R. But it means this. W-A-T-E.
I only meant that Miss Sullivan's a boon. Of tension, though, it seems.
If and when you are a parent, James, you will understand what separation means. A mother loses a protector. You'll learn. We don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. Of course, there are many kinds of separation. Katie has lived with one kind for many years. Another kind is disappointment in a child.
I feel every day more and more adequate.
Kate, I'm sorry. It's like the fairy tales. Open my mouth and frogs jump out.
No, it's better for everyone.
If only there were someone to help me. I need a teacher as much as Helen.
Kate, what does he want from me?
That's not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But the world is him.
Yes, and no one can do it for you.
Kate, Could you at least be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps and disinterested, disjoint. Where's discipline? What a dictionary. You have to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Discipline. Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes?
Oh, it's worse on my vanity. I was learning to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters turn up.
You mustn't overwork your eyes, Miss Annie.
Well, whatever I spell to Helen has to be right.
How serene she is.
I taught her that yesterday. Now I can't get her to stop. She's such a lady.
You've taught her so much these 2 weeks. I would have never.
Not enough. Obedience is simply not enough. Well, she did learn 2 nouns this morning, key and water. That brings her up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not.
No, not that they mean things. It's still only a finger game to her, Mrs. Keller. What she has to learn is that things have names. Mrs. Keller, should we play our finger game?
But how will she learn?
It will come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? We're born to use words, like wings. It has to come.
How?
All right. I don't know how. I've done everything I could think of, and everything she's learned here. Keeping herself clean, knitting, stringing beads, meals. We set up exercises each morning. We climb trees and hunt eggs. Yesterday, a chick was born in her hands. All of it I spell. Everything we do, I never stop spelling. I go to bed with writer's cramp from talking so much.
Miss Annie, I worry. You must rest.
No? She spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make the letters when she doesn't know. In her bones, those 5 fingers, they know. That hand, it aches to cry out. And yet something in her mind is asleep. How do I nudge that awake? That's the one question.
With no answer.
Except to keep at it, like this. I need
more time? Here?
spell it.
Because I can't.
Spell it. If she ever learns, you two will have a lot to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Sullivan, on my way to the office, I brought Helen a playmate.
Out, please, Captain Keller.
My dear child, the 2 weeks are up today. Surely you don't object to...
An agreement is an agreement, and you've been very good. I'm sure you can keep it up for a few more hours.
Oh, Miss Sullivan, you are a tyrant.
Likewise, I'm sure. You can stand there and close the door if she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
I do know. It's my main concern.
Well, it's like expecting a new child in the house, and she is. So composed. You've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything we can do to repay you, it would be our pleasure.
I just told Mrs. Keller I need more time.
Miss Annie.
Just another week, please.
Doesn't she miss us?
Of course she does. What a wrench this unexplainable exile must be to her. Can you tell me it's not?
No, but well, she never showed she needed your affection. She wouldn't have any caressing.
But you're not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? You've done more than we ever thought possible. You taught her constructive things to do, to look like and act like a human child. And she is so much more manageable. She's content. She's clean. She's...
Cleaner.
Well, we say cleanliness is next to godliness, Miss Sullivan.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. What she has to learn is that things have names. To know that her fingers can be her eyes to everything in the world outside her and inside too. With them, she can think, have ideas, be reached. There's not a thought or fact in the world that couldn't be hers. And she has them already. 18 nouns, 3 verbs. They're in her. And I only need time to push one of them. one of them into her mind, and everything under the sun will follow. Don't you see that what she's learned here is only clearing a way for that? I can't risk her unlearning it. Give me more time with her. Give her another week.
Look. What is she doing?
Water.
Teaching the ball of yarn how to spell. The yarn doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what she means. I think you ask too much of her, Miss Sullivan. God may not have intended for her to have these eyes you speak of.
I mean her too.
What is it to you? You make us see how we indulge her for our sake. Is the opposite true for you?
Mrs. Keller?
I want her back.
I will send Viney over to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her until 6.
6 o'clock. Come, Katie.
No. Yarn. Y-A-R-N. Yarn. No, not water. Here. Water. I don't know how to tell you, Helen. Not a soul in the world knows how to tell you. But what's it to me? They're satisfied. Give them back their child, housebroken, and everyone's satisfied. But me and you. Reach, Helen, reach. I wanted to teach you everything the earth is full of, everything on it that's ours for a wink and then it's gone, and what we are on it, the light that we bring to it and leave behind. In words, why, you can see 5,000 years back in the light of words. Everything we think, feel, know, and share in words. So not a soul is in darkness or done with even in the grave. And I know one word, and I can put the world in your hands. And whatever it is to me, I won't take less. But how? How do I tell you that this, W-O-O-L, has a name, and that name means that thing? Wool. Or this. Chair. C-H-A-I-R. Cup. C-U-P. Dress. D-R-E-S-S. Face. F-A-C-E. Face. Mother. M-O.
Let her come.
Annie, you promised that we would be together forever and ever. You promised forever, Annie, and Annie!
Jimmy.
Battle's dead and done with. Why not just let it stay buried?
Thank God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
And I owe God one.
You said forever and ever and forever and ever and forever and ever and forever.
What?
I've been meaning to give you this.
What is it?
Your first paycheck, with many more to come, I trust.
Oh.
Now, it doesn't express our feelings for what you've done.
What have I done?
You've taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this, don't do that. I wanted to teach her what language is. I wanted to teach her yes.
You'll have time.
Maybe. I don't know how. But I know that to do nothing but obey is no gift. And obedience without understanding, that's a blindness too. Is that all I've wished on her?
No, of course
Maybe.
not.
I don't know what else to do, Captain. Simply keep on doing what I've been doing and have faith that inside it's waiting. Like water underground. All I can do is keep on.
Well, that's enough. us.
You can help, Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Don't undo what I do.
Why should I wish to?
The world isn't an easy place for anyone. And for me to just let her have her way in it, that's a lie to her, and I can't. I don't even love her. She's not my child. But you've got to stand between that lie and her.
Well, I'll try, Miss Sullivan.
Because I will. And as long as you let me stay here, that's one promise I'll keep.
I'll try to keep to it as well. We've learned something, all of us, I trust. Now, may we go to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
Excuse me?
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living.
Well, now you do.
I really do. Now, the question is, can I survive it?
May I, Miss Annie?
Glad to have you back too, probably.
What? Oh, keys. Yes, I'll keep the keys. We've had enough locked doors.
Evening, Jenna.
Jimmy, will you say grace?
And Jacob was left alone, and the hollow of Jacob's side was out of joint. And he wrestled with the angel until the breaking of day. And the angel said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." But Jacob said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." Amen. Oh, you angel.
That's a very strange grace, James.
Will you start the muffins, Ed?
From the good book, isn't it?
Why, yes, didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Then why ask?
I'll admit that's from the good book. Therefore, it's a fitting grace.
Miss Annie.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know about that. There's an awful great deal of things from the good book that I wouldn't care to hear just before eating.
Well, it's also fitting in the sense that the hollow of Jacob's side was out of joint, and so is this piggy's.
James!
Pickles on Ev?
I should say so. You know my opinion of your pickles.
I didn't put up nearly enough last year. This year I really intend to.
Reverend stopped by the office this morning to complain that his hens have stopped laying. Poor fella. He was the one out of joint. I think he should just...
Yes, I've always suspected those hens.
Of what?
I think they're Catholics. Has he tried?
James, now you're pulling my lower extremities. First thing you know will be...
Miss Annie,
No.
it's a special day today.
It will be when I give in to that.
Please, I've hardly had the chance to welcome her home.
Captain Keller.
Katie, Miss Sullivan and I had a bit of a talk. She feels that if we indulge Helen in these...
But what's the child done?
She's learned not to kick or throw things on the floor. It took us the better part
But
of 2
only a
weeks.
napkin. It's not as if it were breakable.
And everything else she's learned is... Mrs. Keller, I don't think we should play tug of war over her.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table
She's only a child. She didn't wear her napkin her first day back.
and ask outsiders not to
Excuse
interfere.
me, I'm the child's
Miss
aunt.
Annie, will once hurt so much? Please, I've made all of Helen's favorite foods tonight.
It is a homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you realize?
She's testing you.
You'll be quiet. Now, she's home. Of course she'll be a little...
But she wants to see what will happen at your hands. I said it was my main concern. Captain Keller, is this what you promised me not half hour ago?
Well, she's not kicking now.
And she's not learning not to. Mrs. Keller, learning no is bound to be painful. And I know it hurts to watch, but she'll live up to just what you demand of her and no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy,
I have an opinion. I think it should be...
no one's interested in hearing your opinion.
I'm interested. Of course she's testing me. Captain, let me keep her to what she knows, and she'll go on learning from me, but If you take her out of my hands, it'll all fall apart. Be bountiful. It's at her expense. Pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take her, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Annie. Now, we'll keep her to what she's learned. You have my word on that. But I see no reason to take her from the table. She is the guest of honor, after all. Now, will you please bring her plate back?
If she was a sing child, none of you would
Well,
tolerate.
she's not. I think some compromise is in order. Now, please bring her plate back. There we are. Now, it's natural for us to take some aversion to our teachers, and occasionally another hand can help smooth things out. Now then, shall we start over?
Well, we started all over.
Don't move.
Where are you going?
Don't smooth anything else out for me. Don't interfere in any way. I treat her like a seeing child because I asked her to see. I expect her to see. Don't undo what I do.
I asked you where you're taking her.
Refill this pitcher.
You let her speak to you like that, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I don't.
Let her go!
What?
I said, let her go! She's right! She's right, Kate's right, I'm wrong, I'm right, and you're wrong. If you drive her away from here, I'll be on my dead chair. Has it ever occurred to you on one occasion to be completely and utterly wrong?
Captain?
Sit down! Please.
All right, hump. She's not here. Hump. W-A-T-E-R. Yes! Yes! Yes, oh my dear, yes! Ground. G-R-O-U-N-D. Yes. Pump. P-U-M-P. Can. C-A-N. Mrs. Keller! Mrs. Keller! Mother. M-O-T-H-E-R. Papa. P-A-P-A. She knows. Teacher. T-E-A-C-H-E-R. Teacher.
Teacher.
Hello.
friends, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Wow, am I right? Was that not amazing? We are so incredibly proud of all of our actors. We worked so hard, and I think I can say it for both of us that we were just blown away at how amazing these kids are and how far they came in the 4 to 5 months we were working with them. Again, we want to thank all of you guys, their friends, their family members who have supported us the last couple weeks with the crazy time and all the practices. Again, thank you to our sponsors who donated financially or to our concession stands. We could not have done this without any of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit seeing a glimpse into deaf and blind culture. It is a beautiful thing, and I hope it's inspired you to learn a little bit more. But we have some special thanks and recognition we want to give to our seniors. So Peter, if I can have you come down. Sydney, Kelsey, and Alyssa, if you can come out here. We just really want to spotlight these guys since these will be their last time on the stage. Even though we just relaunched our drama program, we just want to make sure that they know they're incredibly loved. Peter's making his way all the way down from the booth. And is Alyssa? There she is. Come on up, sister. Put a little hustle into it. And they arrived. If we can give one more big round of applause for our seniors. Again, thank you all for coming out to support us. The cast will be able to take a few pictures with you guys, with family. They'll be out there for approximately 10 to 15 minutes before they'll have to change. So enjoy that time with them, and thanks for coming.